me come to AP. So
Sure.
AP you are comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So in AP,
Yeah.
I have some expenses. I need to recognize over the periods.
Yeah.
How can I do that?
You can use your multi-period accounting.
Multi-period accounting. How
Yeah.
can I enable this?
See, you need to enable at the journal line rules. So you need to enable that. Then you need to attach to your subledger accounting option. So once that is attached to your subledger accounting option, then what happens is when you create a invoice, it will be deferred item expense to your supplier liability. Okay. After that, once you run the create.
Hold on. Are you telling about in Fusion or EBS?
Fusion. I'm not talking about EBS.
So are you sure we need to create a line rule and assign to subledger accounting?
Yes, that is required in Fusion.
Have you done it in Fusion?
No, I have not done.
Yeah. So just check. We don't need to create any rules and subledger accounting essentially. Okay. In Fusion.
Okay.
In Fusion, it's very straightforward. Just while creating the AP invoice in the line, just enable the multi-period accounting. Give the start date, end date.
Yeah, end date.
That's all. That's all. System will take care of everything.
Got it. So we need to enable multi-period accounting, tick at the journal line rule, right?
No, nothing required.
Okay.
You don't do nothing actually. Just while creating the AP invoices.
Yeah.
In the invoice line.
Column view, you need to give the start date, end date.
Start date, end date, and your accounting, like accounting combination.
Yeah, got it.
Your deferred account, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is the process actually. We don't need to follow this lengthy process which we are doing in AP, like EBS. It's very much straightforward. Okay. So, what will be the entry for multi-period?
So first it will be deferred item expense to supplier liability. So once you run the create multi-period accounting, it will be item expense to deferred item expenses. So item expense get debited and deferred item get credited. So your deferred item gets knocked off.
Okay. Now, for example, I have 12,000. Okay.
Yeah.
In the month of January, I incurred 12,000 expenses. That is for I need to spread and recognize over the period 12 months.
Yeah.
Now every month I have to run that program, multi-period program, so that every month how much amount will be recognized?
It will be over the three months. You're saying 3 months, 12.
No, every month. Every month
12,000.
1,000, right?
1,000, right? Okay, for 12 months you're running, it will be 1,000, correct?
Okay. So, for example, month of January, I have run that program. So 1 month recognized.
Yeah.
Month of February, I have run 1 month, 1,000 recognized.
Right.
So user unfortunately forgot to run that program in March and April.
Okay.
Or month of March, he forgot.
Yeah.
So what will he's running that in April? So what will happen?
So it will accumulate the amount. I think so. The March period will be recognized in the April, so it will come as a 2,000.
Okay, 2,000. Then March period, whatever I was supposed to recognize, what will happen?
It will not be recognized at that time. It will say 0. So there is no amount present, right?
But I have to recognize something in March 1,000, right? What I have to do?
Then I think so. Then you need to pass a journal entry or something. I'm not sure.
Adjust journal, right? Adjustment journal in GL.
Yeah.
And then in April, whatever 2,000 extra recognized, that also I have to adjust.
Yeah, you need to adjust it. Yeah, you need to reverse that particular amount in March, and then in the April it will automatically come.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, you need to reverse in April, not in March. So what will happen is it will get adjusted.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in AP, can you tell me the P2P accounting flow?
Yeah. So first, when you create a PO, there is no accounting entries. Okay. After once you create that accounting entries and then you actually receive it, actually it will be inventory receivable account to AP accrual account. So once that is received and once it is actually issued, it will be a inventory evaluation to your invoice inventory receivable. So inventory receivable get knocked off. Then later, once you match the invoice, your AP accrual to your supplier liability will be set off, whereas AP accrual will go up. Then once you make the payment, it will be either supplier liability to cash clearing or bank, or if you're using clearing, when you do a reconciliation, it will be your clearing to bank.
Okay, so you said that it will hit to the cash clearing account.
Yes.
So how it will be? Sometimes you can say it is directly hitting the cash account.
Yeah. So
what setup I have to do so that it will hit the cash clearing?
Yeah, in the bank, when you set up your bank, there is an option for cash clearing and cash account. So you need to set up either both the accounts, or if in some cases I've seen people it directly to the bank. If you're not set up their account directly, it will hit to your bank account.
So only that is enough. Like if I give two different account like cash and cash clearing account, system
Yes.
will automatically hit the clearing
Yes.
account.
Yes. Yes.
There is no other setup.
No, I don't think so.
But how the system will know that at what time I'm going to create accounting? For example, you have given two different account, right?
Okay, right.
Now it will pile up in the cash clearing account, all the amount,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But I want to move it to the cash account.
Okay. So basically what happens is when you are defining in the system, you can see what we can do is we can give both the side cash account and then push it off. I don't think so, because when the system runs, it will see whether cash clearing is not, whether cash clearing is or bank account is given. According to that, it will take.
No, that is fine. You have given two different account, even the same account.
Yeah.
But how the system will know that at this point of time, you have to create the accounting. It will not go to cash account. It should go to cash clearing account.
I'm not sure on that part.
Okay, so there is in payment option, there is a checkbox, accounting, payment accounting at the time of issue and at the time of clearing. There are three options. Okay, just check that payment option in setup.
Sure.
So if I mention that third option is accounting at the time of payment issue and payment clearing.
Yeah.
Then it will go to cash clearing account. What it means actually? Like payment issue and payment clearing.
Yeah. See, you have issued a check. Let us say you have issued a check or any debit note to your vendor or supplier. So they have not encashed it basically. So what happens once they present, it will come to your bank statement.
Yes.
That means it is cleared. So till that
what
time,
will be the entry accounting here in the payment accounting? You said
in the payment accounting, it will be basically. I'll tell you, it will be basically your supplier liability to cash clearing, and
cash
when
clearing
you
account. Okay.
and when you do the reconciliation, it will be your bank cash clearing to bank account.
Where I do the reconciliation?
Yeah, at the cash management. So it will be negotiations flag, and when you do a reconciliation at the bank level, you means cash management.
Okay, so that I was asking actually. So this cash management integration will happen once you enable that checkbox in payment option, like accounting at the rate at the time of issue and at the time of clearing.
Sure.
Okay. So this issue also happened to us. There is no cash management integration, but we have different. This option is enabled.
Yeah.
If you enable this option, then everything will be piled up in the cash clearing account.
Correct.
Manually, again, you have to move to the cash account in the GL.
Yeah.
That's why you have to reconcile all the entries, payment entries in the cash management.
You're right.
And just explain me the payment process, like what are the setups required and what is your exposure regarding payment implementation?
Yeah, you mean to say this one actually payment, you mean to say one second. You're saying that payment setup means the AP payment or payment?
Yeah, AP payment, AP payment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically you need to define bank. In the bank, you need to define document type, and then payment PPR, that is payment profile. In that you will define your bank and what sort of format it has to pick up. Then afterwards, supplier is required and invoice. Once the invoice is selected, then you need to define your templates. Basically, if you can define your templates or you can run it ad hocly. So you need to define from and to date, and then your bank, I mean to say whatever bank and your PPR, all those things.
Okay, what is payment format?
Payment format is what sort of format you are using to bank actually. Basically, when you are doing up, I meant to say every bank has their own format. For the check format, you define that actually. When you take the output, it is defined that.
So I don't need this for wire format or electronic format?
We require that also has to be defined.
Okay. When when I'm creating a payment batch, okay.
Yeah.
I'm creating one payment batch, and when I'm selecting the bank account, okay, I selected my bank account, but I am not able to select my payment process profile. What can be the reason?
Payment profile you are not able to select while creating a bank.
No,
I think
creating
that,
the payment request.
yeah, I think so. Then that particular payment PPR is not attached to that bank.
Bank account, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my requirement is to automatically send my payment file to my banking partner.
Okay.
So what setups I need?
This is a transmission, but I don't remember the setup actually, exactly what setup needs to be done. I don't remember that.
Okay. Transmission configuration, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you check that transmission that is very much important actually.
Because I don't have the instance actually now. No problem. I'll check it out. Yeah.
Okay. So transmission configuration, you have to provide your bank IP address.
Okay. Sure.
Port numbers.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. That through bank also you need to coordinate, right?
Yeah, through bank. You know what is SSC key and PGP key?
No, exactly. I don't remember that.
Okay, we need to how we can encrypt our payment file.
Correct. Through bank, that decode and something will be provided by the bank.
Is there is something we need to do?
We need to mask our statement, right? There is an option. So I need to check that. I'm not sure on that part.
Okay. You focus on that, transmission profile.
Yeah.
And like this, where we need to attach that transmission profile?
In the PPR only.
In the PPR. Okay.
Yeah.
In the PPR.
I think so. I'm not sure.
PPR or PPP?
PPT. I need to check that actually. I'm not.
Payment process profile. We have to.
Yeah. Right. And that is what actually payment profile, not PPR. Sorry, payment profile. Yeah.
So if I have two kind of payments, wire payment and ACH payment and check payments.
Yeah.
So can I just manage with one profile and include all
No.
my?
No. You have to do multiple profile with one profile. I don't think so. We have multiple format can be supported.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And once you submitted a PPR, right? Payment process request.
Yeah.
And it went through and transmitted to the bank.
Yeah.
And it will be updated in the invoice, this payment?
You mean to say you have send it to bank and it is automatically
My
updated.
My payment status is now it's showing as transmitted.
Right.
Okay. You have transmitted the file and bank also acknowledged that we have got the payment.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether now you verified your payment, invoice for which you have made the payment. So will the payment will be updated there?
No, I don't think so because it is in transmission. Unless you confirm it, it will not update.
Right. How we can confirm that?
I think in the PPR request, you have a confirmation button, which after the transmission it is generated, or you need to actually run that confirm transmit payment request. Then only it will be updated.
Okay. In my payment process format, like a lot of validation requirement is there, right?
Yes.
Where I can create user-defined validations. Like I need extra validation for my payment files as per country-specific requirement or the banking partner requirement. How can I handle them?
See, you mean to say there could be a lot of validation requirement, right?
Right.
So during the transmission, you are saying?
Yeah, during the transmission in my XML file. XML
I
template.
think so. Then we have to write the coding and according to that to do. I'm not aware of that.
That is coding level is fine, but I'm telling you about some user-defined validation.
Got it.
For example, branch code is required for this country.
I think so. When you define the transmission itself during that time, you have option to define that.
No, in payment format, you can do that. While defining the payment format, you will see a section user-defined validation.
Correct. Got it.
And another level, it's payment method also. You can create user-defined validations.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So I have multiple payment requests, like hundreds of payment. For example, USA across globe.
Okay.
And what user is requesting that it's very time consuming to submit my request. Okay. I have one by one, I'm submitting the PPR and it is bit time consuming. I just want to automate it. If I just run the request, it will simultaneously 100 requests will run for the payment process. How can I do that?
I can schedule a job or a job set on that basis.
Okay. Job set. How can I define a job set?
Basically you need to go to a job set and define those job set, how many PPR payment process requests are there, and according to that you can schedule that timings.
Okay. And in job set, I need to assign my templates, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So one more thing is like accrual, right? It happens right from PO to this. What will be the journal entry? I'm not aware of that. And one more thing is like if you have a expense and asset clearing, so where does it come basically when you are doing this I meant to say after the inventory receivable, it will go to the inventory this thing valuation to asset clearing, right?
Asset clearing, when it will be impacted? Can you tell me?
During that when I'm creating this thing, what is it? In a AP, I want to transfer the asset to fixed asset. When I run the create accounting, it will be asset cost to asset clearing.
That is fine.
Huh.
But in purely will, I purchase some capital goods.
Correct.
So in that case, what account will be hit? Like you mentioned, like inventory receivable will be there, right?
First thing is it will be inventory receivable to AP accrual, right? Then once I have received in an inventory, it will lead to my inventory valuation to asset clearing account, right?
Right.
So, but one thing I'm not understanding. See, if it is hitting my credit as an asset clearing, and when I'm doing in the AP, I'm doing the transfer. Say I run the create accounting, so it will be asset cost to asset clearing. So both it will be value will be more, right?
No. In AP, the accounting entry will be your asset clearing account to your liability account,
Asset
right?
cost.
No, not asset cost. In AP.
It will be no, it will be accrual to your this thing.
No, if it is a capital assets.
Yeah, right.
If it is a capital assets, your entry will be asset clearing account will be debit,
correct.
And your liability account will be credited. Accrual will be created when you are dealing with the inventory items. I'm telling about asset or capital items. These are different.
Got it.
We have three kind of items, right? One is inventory destination, one is expense destination, one are capital assets.
Got it.
In case of capital assets, your entry will be asset clearing account to your liability account.
Okay.
Then when you create the mass addition, what will be the entry?
In mass addition, you will be your asset cost to asset clearing account.
Correct. Asset cost to asset clearing account. Right. That you understood, right?
Yeah, I got it. So when it will be expense, destination will be expense, it will be expense to supplier liability.
Yeah. So based on your product and items, then entry will be different.
Yeah. Okay.
So in some other question, you focus on some other areas. Maybe we'll take another session, but let me cover some AR questions. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So in AR module, let me know what are the mandatory setups are required first.
Okay. First thing is your system option. Okay. Then your auto accounting, then your customer setup, then transaction type, then your this thing, what do you say, your DFF transaction line, transaction header and transaction line, because when you are importing that has to be required. So these are the mandatory setup.
You know about auto accounting, right?
Yes, I know.
What is the significance of that?
See, what happens is when I'm telling a system to account it, so I will be defining whether it has to take from the memo line or from transaction type. Let us say the receivable account and the tax account and the other account, from where the system will pick. So we define that there are options from transaction type, then memo line, salesman, and one more option I forgot. So according to that, it will pick up there from there.
Okay, so I created my auto accounting rules and my revenue and receivable accounts are generating accordingly. But my client requirement is a bit more complex accounting requirement. Okay. For that purpose, I created the SLA rules.
Okay.
So which will be like how it will happen?
So for SLA rule, for what exactly you have created?
For example, I want to do my accounting based on item category. The revenue account will be different.
Yeah.
For example, if my air line item is A, my revenue account will be different. If my revenue account is B, sorry, item is B, my revenue account will be different. How can I handle that?
Okay, see, you have a mapping set in SLA. So if this is the account, you can do it, or based on the conditions. So accounting rule conditions, you can define that if the item name is this will be the accounting. So basically through mapping set, we can do that. In SLA.
Okay, so mapping set I have to do.
Yeah.
And what about auto accounting?
Auto accounting, you have to define it. So transaction type or from where it will pick up. According to that, it will pick up. When you run the create accounting in draft, you can see those accounting are getting overwritten through my SLA.
So, okay. So when this SLA rules will be overridden, override the.
When you run the create accounting, basically at that time it will override. It will be in SLA table, right?
Right. That was my question. Yeah. So till completion of the invoice, your auto accounting rule will be available.
Applicable. Yes.
Applicable. So once you run the create accounting, your SLA rule will be
that's SLA take up. Yeah.
Triggered. Yeah. And what about revenue scheduling? Any idea?
That is in advance and arrears.
Yeah, tell me about advance.
See, what happens is in advance, you recognize every month beginning, whatever the revenue you want to recognize. So it will be, I think so, unbilled revenue to your revenue or what?
Unbilled. Sorry,
unbilled. Yeah, unbilled will be debited. And the other account, I don't remember. It will be my revenue.
Why unbilled? Because it is my advance rule. Then why I need unbilled?
Okay, so customer advance. You mean to say customer advance?
Customer, we are billing actually. It's not area. It's not bills in area. I'm telling you advance rule. Bills in advance.
I'm not aware of that. No, I'm not aware.
We have two rules, right? Bills in advance and bills in area.
Correct.
Bills in means already bills is generated.
Yeah, right.
That means you should not use the unbilled in advance rule.
Yeah.
So you have to receivable to unearned revenue.
Revenue, yeah, got it. Yeah.
Why unearned revenue?
Because still you are not actually, as per IFRS, you're not your obligation is not completed. Let us say you might send this thing, but the goods have not received by the person. Still, it is not received. You cannot recognize the revenue.
Okay, so in the case of bills in arrear, what will be the entry?
Your I think the unearned revenue to bills in arrears. I'm not sure on the entry part.
Unbilled receivable to revenue. Here revenue is recognized, right?
Got it. Yeah.
Revenue will be fully recognized.
Yeah.
But your billing will be happen at the end of the schedule, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. In this you are a bit confused. Yeah. You can check on that. So
yeah, sure.
You know what is how you can how the system will decide the receipt accounting, like our customer receipt accounting. What will be the entry? First, tell me what is the basic entry during.
First will be your what do you say? First will be unreceived to your confirmation. I don't remember the entries. Sorry, those entries. I need to check.
Okay, what are the different kind of receipt class we have?
We have cash and one is the bank.
No. What are the receipt
No,
classes?
manual, automatic, and none, right? Match.
Do you know remittance? What is remittance?
Yeah, I know.
And what is standard remittance and factored remittance?
If you say standard remittance means directly it will hit to your bank, and actual remittance after you match the invoice, then remit it, right?
In factored remittance, we have some short-term liabilities will be created.
Yeah.
Because before clearing the check or payment, bank will make the payment to us
Right.
against that checks. So
Right.
it's a short-term liability for us.
Yeah.
You check the full accounting there, okay?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
What will be the entry during the factored remittance?
Yeah.
What will be the entry during the standard remittance?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And okay. You know what is customer refund? In which scenario you can use?
Yeah, say let us say, for example, I have received from customer, instead of 400, I have received 500. So I need to refund that 100 rupees. So during that time, I'll use that refund functionality. So automatically
Okay.
customer will become my supplier, and then I can do the refund.
So yeah, so tell me, like I have one invoice, standard invoice.
Yeah.
Of 1000. So that is already completed and posted to GL.
Okay.
Now, after posting the GL and the customer has returned the material and asked to refund the amount. How can I process that?
See, when you can either create a debit memo and give it to customer, and in the future invoice you can adjust that, or you need to do a refund by using the refund functionality in the receipt level.
Any other option?
Other option, I'm not sure. I need
I
to
can
check.
create a credit memo, right? Credit memo. And against that credit memo, I can issue a refund. Right?
Refund, correct. Right.
Yeah. What will be the entry like O2C cycle? Can you tell?
O2C cycle, when we create a SO, there will be no invoice entry generated. And when you are shipping to your inventory valuation to your deferred COGS will hit. So once
What is deferred COGS?
see, what happens is you have just ship it. It is not affecting your cost. When I am recognizing my, basically when I run my COGS program, then the actual cost will COGS will hit at the month end basically.
Okay, now what is the purpose actually?
See, what used to happen earlier, okay, I'll tell you, in what used to happen earlier, directly people used to recognize COGS, but actually what has happened is, unless this shipment, that material is not received by the company, so you cannot recognize your COGS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason it is given as a deferred COGS. It is a interim account basically.
Mm-hmm. Do you know about customer? Like we are sending automatically, we are sending invoice print.
Yeah.
To the customer.
Yeah,
What are the options available?
See, I don't remember exactly. Through bursting factor, and the customer invoice needs to be customized, and then we mail it. You need to give a email ID in the customer level, then run that program, and it goes, right.
Any other option? Like, do you know about CMK?
No.
Collaboration messaging framework?
No, I don't know.
Okay, if you just visit the tool, you will
Sure.
find that option, collaboration messaging.
Okay.
Using that option also, you can send invoice print to the customer.
Okay.
So now,
yeah,
Oracle has provided invoice print, right?
Yeah, right.
But my requirement is like I have multiple legal entities.
Yeah. Okay.
And each legal entity have separate bank account.
Okay.
I have to print my invoice and send it to the customers. How can I do that?
See, I have to print my invoice and send it through email, or what is it?
Either email or CMK. But here my legal entities are different and each legal entity have separate bank account.
Okay.
So now I have to send my invoice print to my respective customers.
So then
And it should print different bank account for that legal entity.
So
how can I handle that?
Yeah, basically you can say to the remit to address is different.
No, my question is, see, whenever suppose you are a customer.
Yeah.
You get an invoice.
Got it.
Now you will make the payment, right?
Yeah.
So while the making payment, you will see the mode of payment where you will get in invoice in the footer somewhere remittance information will be there, right?
Yeah, right.
Like you pay to this bank account or UPI address.
Yeah.
So now my legal entities are different, right?
Right.
I have for legal entity 1, I have SBI. Legal entity 2, I have Bank of India. Legal entity 3, I have Punjab National Bank.
Correct.
But my business unit is same, 1 US. But I have 5 legal entity.
Okay. So
and 5 bank account. But I have to send my invoices so that it should give with different bank account. How can I handle that?
I'm not sure on that part.
Okay.
I need to check. So how do
I have to customize my invoice template based on the legal entity.
Yes. Got it.
Legal entity will be the conditions.
Yes, correct. And according to that, it will pick up the bank account.
Bank account. Because my legal entity have separate bank account, right?
Correct.
Now, for example, I have one legal entity, with multiple payment method, like where multiple receipt method. How can I handle that?
So one legal entity will multiple receipt method. So,
multiple receipt method, yeah.
I think so. When you define it, you have that option for a multiple legal entity. I'm not sure.
But legal entity and my receipt method will be another condition.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can I handle that? Like one legal entity, but under one legal entity, I have multiple receipt method. I have applied in my template condition. So how can I, while user will generate the invoice, like with different bank account based on the receipt method, how can I, user, how will handle?
So I'm not sure on that part.
So you have to suggest while creating the invoice, you will find the option receipt method, right? Correct. So user have to assign the receipt method for which you want to generate. They have to select that receipt method. Yeah. So these are all real-time scenarios we are working on. Okay, so we'll wind up the session today. Maybe we'll take another small session for the asset, cash management, etc. And some more questions. Yeah, and you have stopped recording. I wanted to ask you. Let me stop. Yeah, let me stop.